It really isn't that complicated. You push hard in the gym, eat a well-balanced diet, get plenty of sleep, you'll see results. What's up everyone, David here, got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss on any new videos, because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today, we're going to be talking about results, specifically how to get them in the gym. Now, normally this will be a video aimed at beginners, but on the flip side, if you're someone who's been hitting the gym for a while now, and you're still not seeing the results that you want, you got a bigger issue there. Now, for you beginners, you might be first starting off, so for sure, take these three things into account. What exactly do you need to see results? And by results, I'm going to go with the assumption that your goal is to build muscle, build strength, lose fat. Something along the lines of those three, which again, most of you, that will most likely be your goal. We're going to be covering what you do in the gym, what you do in the kitchen, and what you do at night. The big three. Pushing hard in the gym, having a well-balanced diet, and getting plenty of sleep. You take those three into consideration and try to optimize them as the best as you can, for sure you're going to be seeing results. So let's get into it. First one, and it's going to be the most obvious one, is probably the one that you do the most of, and that's actually hitting the gym. But here's the thing, just because you're spending so much time in the gym, it's not going to guarantee that you're going to be seeing results. Many of you might have that mentality that more is better. Now, depending on how you're training, that might not always be the case, because let's put it this way. You could be spending more time in the gym, but realistically, if you're not pushing yourself the way that you should to see results, then obviously you're not going to be building muscle, you're not going to be gaining strength, you're not going to be losing fat. You actually got to make the time in the gym count. It's about quality, not quantity. So, when it comes to working out, no matter what exercise it is that you're doing, you got to actually make sure that you're pushing yourself hard enough, okay? You got to be pushing past your point of comfort. For many of you beginners, it might be, it's going to hurt. It's going to feel painful. You're going to feel a burning sensation in your muscle. You're going to feel the tenseness. You're going to feel the stiffness. Everything is just, it's going to feel painful. But that's what you need. You need to push past your point of comfort. For many of you beginners, it's going to be a new feeling that your muscles have never felt before. But that's okay. That's what's needed. Too many of you, the moment it starts hurting, the moment it starts burning, you stop. No, if you stop in that point, you're not going to be getting the results that you want. Once it starts hurting, that's when you really got to start pushing. It's from that point on, those last few reps of excruciating pain, those are the reps that are actually going to get you the results that you want. But if you cut it too short, well then, buddy, you're just wasting time. That's just another wasted set. Now, with any given exercise, how hard should you be pushing? Realistically, every set that you do not need to go to failure, but you do want to make sure you're pushing yourself hard enough. Push to the point where when you're done with your set, you could have done one, maybe two more left in the tank at the end. If you stop your set at any given number and you could have done 3 or more reps at the end, then you didn't push hard enough. Again, just push to the point where once you're done, you rep out that last one. It's shaking. You could have done 1, maybe 2. Now, do you need to go to failure every single set? No, you do not. That's just going to burn yourself out. However, should you always avoid going to failure? That's not necessarily the case. Occasionally, you do want to push a set to failure. Why? Because you got to get your body familiar with that feeling of going to failure. How are you supposed to know what 1 to 2 reps left in the tank feels like if you never actually gone to the point where you could have done no reps at the end of your set? So you see, occasionally throw it in just to, test your body to see if you get familiar with that sense. Now, how hard should you push yourself in terms of how much sets you should be doing every workout or every week? This one's going to vary from person to person based on your availability, how often can you hit the gym, what your frequency is, and what are the exercises and the number of sets that work best for your body, for your physique, for just who you are. Because again, everyone's going to be ranging a little differently. The way I like to do my personal workouts, and again, this is all just me, this is what has worked for me. Each week, 10 to 15 working sets per muscle group. Now, again, working set counts as when you're pushing hard enough to 1 or 2 reps left in the tank. Anything more than that, then it's just a warm-up set. You're not getting anything out of it. These have to be good quality sets where they hurt, where you feel pain, where you're actually getting something out of it. Now, those 10 to 15 sets for chest, 10 to 15 sets for triceps, 10 to 15 sets for quads. How you split it up is going to vary on just your availability, how often you can hit the gym, and just what your own personal split would like, what your preferences are. The way I like to do it is I like to train every muscle group twice per week. On the first time I train it per week, that's usually the harder workout. And I'm usually hitting somewhere along the lines of right around 8 to 10 sets, good quality sets. Now, the second time in the week, because I let a couple days go by where I'm resting, recovering, second day of the week, that's when I get the remainder of my sets to hit that cap of 15 sets per muscle group. Now, some of you, maybe you're only able to train everything once per week because you have very limited time. You can't go to the gym as often. Okay, get all of your sets in one day. All that matters here is the number of total weekly sets per muscle group. How you want to split it up, that's going to vary from person to person. If you can, try to split it up amongst 2 to 3 times per week so that way you can have enough time, enough days specifically, to rest before you hit it hard again. But again, if you got a job, you got school, you got other responsibilities, we don't have time to be hitting the gym extra days. So get in whenever you can. So that's it for the gym portion, which again is the easiest part. It's the one that we all do often. We all go to the gym. We all go work out. It's probably the most enjoyable aspect of fitness. But on the flip side, what is the second thing that we talked about? You got to prioritize and really focus on if you want to see those gains, your nutrition, your diet, the food that's going into your body. You can push as hard as you want in the gym, but you won't be really maximizing your gains if you're not putting as equal, if not more attention in the kitchen, your nutrition, really dialing in those macros. Now, what and how much of each thing that you should be eating is going to depend on your goal. Realistically, it comes up to two main things. Are you trying to gain weight or are you trying to lose weight? Do you need to be in a caloric surplus if you're trying to gain muscle, gain weight? Or do you need to be in a caloric deficit? You're trying to lean out, you're trying to lose weight. Depending on what your goal is, that's what you should be aiming your calories around. Now, again, assuming that your goal is to build muscle, get big, get jacked, swole, you need to be in a caloric surplus. All that means is you got to be gaining weight. You got to be eating more calories than it is that you're burning. So if you're looking yourself in the mirror, you're looking a little small, okay, up the calories. And now on the flip side, let's just say your goal is to lean out. Okay, look in the mirror, a little big. Okay, let's lower those calories. It's the exact opposite. One thing I want you to be really mindful about though, when it comes to being a caloric deficit, is you want to burn more calories than you're consuming and not consume less calories than you're burning. See the difference there? There's a big difference. Let me repeat that. You want to burn more calories than you're consuming and not consume less than you're burning. Because if you get in that mentality that you got to eat less than you're burning, I got to eat less, I got to eat less, sooner or later, you're not going to be eating anything at all. There's only so many calories that you can restrict yourself to before you're just malnourished, before you're just starving yourself. Again, we need food. Food is fuel. Our body needs it. It is a necessity. Don't just starve yourself in the hopes of losing weight. How about instead, you get up, walk around more, burn more calories throughout the rest of the day. Okay, we need food. Now, which foods are we going to be prioritizing? Well, there's the 3 big macros: protein, carbs, fats. Protein is obviously going to be the obvious one. It's what helps us build muscle. So things like meat, eggs, dairy, cheese, things like that, that's going to be protein. Your body needs it to build muscle. Now, we got carbs, pasta, rices, breads, things like that. That's our body's fuel source. Our body runs off of carbs. Carbs are not the enemy. Where people go wrong and why they think carbs are so bad is because of uncontrolled portion sizes, because you're starting to eat the bad type of carbs. You're starting to eat donuts, cakes, things like that. That's not what your body needs. How about you go with the healthier, the better carbs? Rices, pastas, oats, things like that. That's going to be better. And then lastly, fats, your body's other fuel source. Yes, fat is essential. There's a reason why there's fat placed in the world. That's the reason why we consume it. But try to get it from natural sources. The fat on a cut of red meat, olive oil, butter, the yolk of an egg, things like that. But you shouldn't be getting your fats from unhealthy junk food. It should be obvious what those are, so I'm not even going to list them. But those are the 3 macronutrients. How much you eat of each one is going to vary from person to person and what your goal is. But I will say is, if your goal is to build as much muscle as you can, which is everyone's goal, or at least it should be, obviously up the protein. Good way to gauge it, just to summarize little everything, I'd say 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Or depending if you're trying to gain weight, you might want to up it a little bit more. So I'd say 1 gram of protein per pound of what your ideal body weight should be. So if you're trying to bulk up to 200 pounds body weight lean, okay, then 200 grams of protein. Think of it like that. Carbs is going to vary from person to person. If you're in a caloric surplus, you can get away with eating more carbs because you're trying to gain weight. You don't always have to eat more and more protein. What you can do is eat more and more carbs. If you're in a caloric deficit, trying to lose weight, you want to try to ease off the carbs a little, but you do not want to completely neglect them because, again, our body needs carbs. It's our fuel source. And lastly, fats, same thing. Trying to gain weight, you can get away with it. You're trying to lose weight, all right, maybe let's try to, let's try to ease off the fats a little bit. Everything is gonna vary from you. Don't overcomplicate it. The way I like to look at it is if I'm seeing myself in the mirror, I like the way I look, but I want to gain a little bit more. All right, let's up the carbs and fats a little bit more. Protein I'm already eating enough of, no big deal. But oh man, okay, it's a little too much. I'm starting to lose the abs. All right, let's cut it back down. Everyone's gonna be a little different. It just varies from person to person. Now, those were the 3 macros. You also gotta be focusing on the micros, the smaller things, vitamins and minerals. Where do you get those from? Fruits and vegetables. Those colorful things that grow on trees, yeah, those are called fruits. You pick them off and you eat it. Those green things at the bottom drawer of your fridge that you throw out once they go bad, yeah, those are called vegetables. You're supposed to eat them. Those are equally as important as the macros. It's not always about the protein, carbs, and fats. You also gotta get those smaller vitamins and minerals. Those will determine how you feel because those will really help with your health. Yes, the macros will help the way you look, but those micros are realistically gonna determine how you feel. And if you feel good, you perform good. You perform good, you're gonna be seeing more results in the gym. You tell me, if you're feeling sluggish, going to the gym, no energy, you really think you're gonna have as good of a workout compared to if you have all those micros in your system, you're feeling good, boom, more results. So don't neglect those micros. Whatever meals it is that you're gonna be eating, okay, throw in a couple of fruits and vegetables in there, hit your servings throughout the day, you're just gonna feel a lot better, you're gonna look a lot better, more results. It's all gonna be positive benefits towards your overall health and your appearance. And lastly, I cannot emphasize this one enough. And I saved the best one for last because I truly believe it is one of the best ones, probably because it's often the most neglected and people don't realize its benefits, is your recovery, specifically through sleep. Everyone always says it's 20% gym, 80% diet, or results or abs are made in the kitchen. Everyone's only focusing on the gym and the kitchen, or specifically your diet and nutrition, but no one ever focuses on the recovery portion. You can push as hard as you want in the gym. You can eat as healthy as you want and hit your macros and stay on par with the diet. But realistically, if you're not getting enough sleep at night, you're not getting adequate recovery in between workouts, you are not going to be seeing the results that you could possibly see. Yeah, you'll probably see something because something is better than nothing, but you're not going to be truly able to maximize those results. You have to prioritize your sleep. When we're working out, we're pushing hard in the gym. Yeah, okay, you're doing something, but what exactly is that something? Are you really building up your muscle? No, you're creating the damage in those muscles. If anything, you're making it worse. Once your muscle starts recovering, starts that recovery process, that's when you're going to be starting seeing the results that you want. And when does that happen? That happens when we sleep. Why do you think top level athletes, they sleep for 9, 10 hours per night? Why do you think they recover so much? They focus on the ice baths, the sauna, stretching, mobility work. All this recovery is a key aspect. Many of us, maybe you can't afford those expensive recovery treatments, the acupuncture, the dry needling, the ice baths, the sauna, the infrared, whatever it may be. But what is one thing that everyone for sure can afford? It is absolutely free: sleep. But too many of you are neglecting it. Why? Because you're so busy staying up at night scrolling on TikTok, you're binge watching another episode on Netflix, you're just staying up doing mindless things that you know you shouldn't be doing, when instead you can be dedicating all that wasted time towards good quality sleep. The more good quality sleep that you get, the better your workouts are going to be. The better your workouts are, the more results you'll get. You see, it all lines up together. These 3 components, the gym, the diet, and recovery, all 3 of them are equally as important as the last. Just some of them are prioritized more than others when they shouldn't be. There's a reason why there's those 3. You take them onto account, maximize them the best way that you can, then for sure you'll be seeing the most amount of results that you could be getting. So there you have it, everyone. Just wanted to make this quick video about what are the 3 big things that everyone should be prioritizing if they want to maximize their muscle growth. And it doesn't even have to be for beginners if you're first starting off. For many of you, you're not getting the results that you want. It's probably because you're neglecting one of these 3. First one, gym. Make sure you're actually pushing hard enough to actually see results. All right, you got to give your muscle enough stimulus for it to adapt, to grow, to get bigger, get stronger. Nutrition. Make sure you're eating the right types of foods and in the right quantities. Protein, carbs, and fats are the macros. Focus on the fruits and vegetables for the micros. Recovery. Get plenty of sleep. You can only push so hard before your body gives out. You got to give it adequate amount of time to rest. Best way to do it, everyone can do it, accessible, free, easy. Sleep. Get as much of it as you can, of good quality. Boom, you'll feel so much better. Comment down below if this video was helpful. Comment down below what are some things that have helped you maximize your growth in the gym, whether it falls in any of these 3 categories or if it's something else that I didn't mention in this video. Let's try to help each other out. Also, be sure to comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, I got new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. And Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on both accounts. I put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.